We're live.
Any. Are we? Okay.
We're here. Hi. Hey, everybody.
Hi, everyone. Um, there we go. I just need to mute us so that I don't listen to myself talk 30 seconds late. Perfect. Wonderful. Love it.
Hey, Lisa. And
It's
hi,
funny.
everybody. There are more of you waiting for us here than usual. So I guess we have a lot to frog. Every time I
Yeah,
lean on my desk, I feel like there's like a gentle rattling sound, and I'm going to try not to.
that's funny. Yeah, I am really far away from my computer, so I'm just shoving my monitor closer. Hi, Jillian. Hey, Jen. How's everyone
Hey.
doing? Tell us how you're doing. We're so excited. You've been telling us about everything you've got to get off the needles and back into stash. We're very excited about that.
Yeah,
Hi,
I'm starting to
Christina.
frog.
Hi, Victoria and Bethany.
Hey, hi, everybody.
I
It's like
love
the whole crew is
which,
here.
yeah, whichever four of you hit like before we even started. I'm here for that kind of enthusiasm. It feels like, like the joke about like going out to eat and you put the waitress's tip on the table and it's like theirs to
And then
lose.
you take it away.
Yeah. Yeah, we got to keep those four thumbs up.
This, hey,
Hey, Kirsten.
Kirsten, hey,
Hey,
Jasmine.
Jasmine.
This all ends and we have just like one like left.
-4 likes. Did not approve. Um, I sound extra terrible today because I'm sick. But I've
You
got
sound
hot
better
tea.
than this morning. You sounded worse.
Steroids. Hey, Kim.
They work so fast. Hey, Kim.
It's
Happy
the
Friday
lung
night,
kind.
Meg.
Hey, Meg.
Meg, are you in
Yeah, you
Connecticut?
can, Lisa. Go for it.
You must be in Connecticut. Nutmeg nuts. Connecticut is the nutmeg state, if y'all did not know that. It is my
Why?
home, my birth state. I don't know why,
Why?
because nutmeg, I guess that was a big export. I bet Meg knows if she is a Connecticut. We'll have to give her some time to hear this and respond.
Jillian, that counts. Hi, Heidi. Fun to see you here. Hey, Meg.
Oh, hey, Meg. Hey, Heidi. And
Lisa,
Jillian,
you gotta get
awesome.
that question. I'm dying from curiosity.
Yeah, and just, oh, yeah. Lisa, please do ask us a question. Um, Jillian and everyone, just so everyone is clear, it's Marie in Paris. You have to say it like that. It is not
She can
Marie in
feel it through
Paris.
the internet if you don't.
I can. Every time someone doesn't pretend to be French, when they say the name of this pattern, a tiny
She
pang
gets a
of
gray hair.
pain. Yeah, it just comes through. And I'm like, ah, no, my creative genius.
Oh, that's fun, Bethany.
That is fun.
Two shawls, no longer wear, both out of gradient yarns. Um,
Fun ideas
I'm
for gradient yarns.
yeah.
No, I'm saying let's name some. Go.
Oh, mini drama.
Oh, yeah, you have mini drama.
I wrote that for gradient.
Hmm.
It's for
People
that.
have done gradients of Sarah, my pullover with the eyelets, and that's really cute too.
Christina socks. I think everybody here knows I'm having surgery next week. I'm like, you know what I should do? Like, I've had surgery since I was like 24 and I'm 40. So, but I was really young and scared, and I knew I was going to have like a lot of very downtime because it was like a collarbone surgery. Um, and yes, Lisa, I see your question and I will. Anyway, I like planned a bunch of Sudoku stuff for myself, and like I wasn't a big knitter then, and I got all these books, and I really was like planned ahead. And this time I'm like not. I'm like, do I have cereal here? Like that's the extent. It's my freezer full of soup, and do I have cereal? So I was thinking I might like cast on a pair of socks so that I can knit one.
You have those lovely socks from November Woods.
I do.
R.I.P.
Lisa,
November Woods. Just the
I know.
business.
Yeah.
Alexandra's out there somewhere.
Yeah. If you're watching this, Alexander, we talk about you and miss you.
We miss you, yeah.
Lisa
So,
asked, I have done so many methods of tubular cast ons. I really like the one you use in Postscript. Can you reveal the source of the method? Um,
It's not mine, I can tell you that. No one's ever sent
I
me that.
That's lightly adapted from a Brooklyn tweed pattern that I knit a long time ago. And I forget they cited somebody else in that pattern a really long time ago. So it's been around.
Is that the
Um,
one wild one? Is that the one we?
mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. I
Our
tweaked
a
something that
fish.
somebody else tweaked that someone else tweaked. The point of the anchor stitch is really just to make that edge a little bit more stable. I'm not convinced it actually needs it, but it's like a spell now. You don't want to like miss a step and accidentally have like spiders.
It doesn't need it, but I do think it makes it tidier, even though I
I think
don't
it
use
makes it
that
easier to
method.
knit it
So,
too because it's so stable those first few rows. My other
hmm
trick, and I don't put this in the pattern, is when I cut my waist yarn, I tie like an overhead knot at the base of the waist yarn so that those first two stitches aren't wobbly at all. So spoilers.
mm,
Yeah. Christina
I see
socks
what.
are soothing, but I have to be real that I'm gonna knit just one. Just one.
Why?
I hate
What's the
making
point
two
of one
things. You
sock?
know me. For the fun of
That's
knitting
true.
it.
I guess so. Fine.
What are you frogging?
I'm frogging a sweater that is so old it doesn't even have tubular cast off. Um,
Yeah,
there we go.
past
I was
Bess.
doing the wrong side. So this
Christina.
is
Christina
sock
says sock
also
versus.
soothing.
Christina's like one of the funniest writers in the whole world. So,
Very
yes.
funny, Christina, and
So,
very wonderful Dalek costume maker. So this is a short row sweater, and it is. I think I've talked about it before. This is a Pearl Soho pattern that's a billion years old, but it's written for sport weight yarn, and this is not. This is a DK weight linen silk. And I'm like, why is that just sitting around doing nothing? So I'm taking it back.
yeah. Lisa, my tip would be to back into the rearrange. I'm assuming that you want some two by two that you have to rearrange. If you don't want that, then you just, if you're going to do one by one, then you can just cast on one less stitch. Like, um, I would imagine you could do the anchor stitch in pearl. Like, it's really you just pick one up and work one together. So you could do that as a pearl too. Play with it. Let us know what you come up with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. You know, Lisa, you're a whiz. You
Yeah.
don't need me.
Plus, it's a
You
cast
don't
on,
need
so
me.
you can do that
Um,
infinitely without feeling
yeah,
like you're wasting your time as much.
yeah, for serious. Um,
Are
I'm
you
frogging.
frogsing?
I
Yeah.
am. Yeah, it's all in the rearrange. Um, I cast on. It's a ritual dies. Uh, they're they do their solstice offerings, and you get a cute bag, and you get some yarn, you get
Mm-hmm.
some pattern. This was the first one I bought, and I actually bought it because I wanted the shawl. But in the photos, you guys, the shawl looked vibrantly sunshine yellow, and it's not. Now I love the color. This is a color I love, um, but it's not what I want for this shawl. And I feel like in the picture it looks like bright yellow and white, and in the kit it's yellow and like printer gray. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it's like a bone color, like a dark bone, and together
Printer
it looks
gray.
like you know what that means though.
Brother, brother 100 series gray or whatever. Yeah.
Yes. 1997 sewing machine gray. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so it doesn't look like rays of sunshine like at all. And this was my first brioche project, guys. I can forgive a lot of mistakes in things that are not for work, but it was just too many. I
Too
had to let
many
it go.
mistakes.
Too
Yeah.
many visible brioche errors. So I might cast it on again in yellow and white.
Well, that'll be
Ooh,
exciting.
Tan, that's really fun. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
I just knit ramen, Lisa. Lisa asked, so what are we
Yeah.
gonna do to deal with our yarn ramen? I just knit it kinky.
Yeah, we don't do anything with it. I mean, like in this case, it's basically all of the yarn I have. And so whatever the gauge of it is what the gauge of it is going to be. So, um, ooh, Heidi bralette. That's fun. Summer top.
Lisa, if
Oh,
I were,
Jillian
I
does good
wouldn't
girl
do
stuff.
steam. What she's doing?
Jillian,
Good soap.
she
Yeah.
does it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does it the proper way.
I prefer that too, frankly.
Hmm.
Um, but it's just a matter of preference. There's no reason not to steam, but I always worry. I see people steaming it over like a pot using a ball winder, and then I'm just like, it just makes me think about mildew too much to do it.
Mm.
Although it's not any wet, like it's not like it's, I don't
Would you
know.
use like a garment steamer?
I mean, I want my yarn soaking wet. I just want it in the hank.
Right.
So,
Yeah,
like, if you used
I
a ball
understand.
winder to drag it slowly across a pot of steam or a steamer, then you'd have to put it back in the hank.
Right. Okay.
But yeah,
Yes.
once you put it in the hank, I usually treat it like I just spun it and soak it and slap it.
What does that mean?
When you're done spinning yarn and it's in hank, you soak it and then you smack it hard against a wall.
Oh, I did know that. I've heard that.
Yeah, to to set the twist.
What the
Oh,
hell?
Kirsten says I've had yarn ramen affect my final fabric when knitting stockinette. The kinks didn't block out. What kind of fiber was that?
Oh.
Yeah, Lisa's gonna do what we would do, of course. She's not gonna cake up a ball of wet yarn, obviously.
No, no, no. I mean, a
And
garment
no one
steamer would
would.
probably work.
Yeah.
I guess you would need to see in the swatch. If this did the swatch lie to you, Kirsten? I imagine the swatch wouldn't lie. If you know, if you
Yeah, maybe it
swatched
was a
with
swatch.
your ramen. How come this isn't working? My
It is
lord.
Jillian. Jillian loves the slapping, the thwacking. Yeah.
I bet. I don't know if I can do
Heidi's
this
gonna
while I
turn her
YouTube
summer
live.
top into a bralette. We support that.
I saw that. That is very cute.
Zero knitting shoulds, only fun.
Okay, let's see. So this has some like weird rows where you knit a bunch of pieces together and they're not unfrogging. I can't
Lisa, I
understand
love when
it.
I can use my ball winder just to frog. That's it's so good. It's so good. Um, the
All
project
right.
that I'm working on now that nobody has seen yet. You've seen the swatches for it, um, but it's lace, and it's tunic, and I had done all the way up to the waist, and I had to rip it out, and I just put that bad boy right on the ball winder. This beautiful thing. Kim, a knitting knotty is super useful and um, definitely makes you look like a good cottage witch in your living room in the best kind of way.
It's true.
Oh, Lisa, you unwove ends. See, that's it for me. If I've woven in the ends, I'm not a good enough person to take it out.
That's what I'm running into right now. A lot of these ends are
Oh,
woven in. It's really annoying and it's making it hard to frog, which means I might put it back in timeout for another 3 years.
yeah. Yeah, that's a thing you can do.
Listen, I'll meet y'all here.
Oh, Kirsten says it was actually the yarn from the swatch that she ripped out to get a little bit more yardage, and it was the merino silk
Uh,
superwash fingering. Fascinating. Good to know,
okay.
Kirsten.
Well, so I'm not super surprised that if like all of the yarn wasn't ramen and then just like a little bit it was, that I mean, I've done that and it's been fine, but not with superwash. And I don't know if there would be a difference. But like in this case, it would be that all of the yarn for the project is going to have been knit at one point, you know? So it'll be uniformly ramen.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, Cam says had thought about frogging onto the ball winder. It really only is a good plan if you're going to knit it again right away. Um, but yeah, if you're gonna steam it or wait, then your nitty nutty is gonna do you good.
Mm-hmm.
Unweave. Jasmine, you can also unwean your ends. We won't tell anybody about what you do on a Friday night.
I know
Yeah,
I
also
need
we're
to.
not gonna tell on you if you get the scissors.
I might get the scissors.
I've never unpicked a sewn in tubular bind off, I'll tell you that for free.
Oh, I have, but only maybe on a sleeve, not on. What did I do? I had to reknit. I feel like I had to redo a really long tubular bind off recently, but
I
I
feel like
don't
it's a trade
remember
off
on
between
what.
how hard was it to get the stitch count right picking up and knitting versus how long it's gonna take me to pick it out. And if I do
That's
pick it
true.
out, let's just say there's no usable yarn left because I'm snipping it like every 2 inches.
I mean, yes, I support that though.
Thank you.
Ugh, I'm bummed this is not working out. Has this happened to any of y'all? This happens to me. I'm not a good ripper.
No, the episode where Emma Stone's character is aggressively sewing things. Who's Emma Stone?
Easy A is a movie,
Okay.
and Emma Stone is a an attractive, sassy, red-headed actress about
Okay.
my age, our age ish. And Easy A is a movie that takes place in high school, and it's like a mock of the Scarlet Letter.
Okay.
She gets a reputation as a slut, and then she like owns it and starts acting like a mega slut and like charging boys to say that they made out with her and stuff, even though she didn't do anything with them. But then it like backfires and she finds out that it sucks to be a slut or whatever. It's a good movie, but I'm not sure what the message really is. Maybe someone could jump in with like a this is the moral of Easy A.
You guys, this is a little service that Bess offers me in real life too. So if we are in the middle of a conversation and someone makes a movie reference, she'll go, Jen, I would like to include you in this cultural touchstone. Isn't that kind?
Jen never knows movies, so
I
I give
don't.
her inaccurate synopsises
I mean, I know
of
some movies that have like swords in them. Okay.
Lord of the Ringses.
That type of thing. Yeah, some fantasy.
Sure. All
First
right,
time
one
frogging.
moment.
You got to do it eventually. For me, it's almost all okay. Like now you're making me feel like I should be frogging like sweaters I have in my closet that I'm not wearing. It just never occurred to me, but I was unpacking my fall things. I was like, why have I been holding on to these things so long? Like they don't fit me. They're never gonna fit me. But mostly it's me. I gotta get rid of whips.
Um, I agree. LOL, Jillian. I agree with Lisa here that I only really start frogging when, like, I want to frog this because it is expensive fiber and it's
Yeah.
nice fiber. And the fact that I can't get it done is very frustrating. So I think I have to set that aside. I should have done my pre frogging work to make sure it would be easy.
That's funny. Um, do you remember? Uh, yeah, yeah. These socks had contrast colors from Little Skein, so yeah, good to frog and use again. Yeah, you'll be glad to have that. That's for sure. Her yarn is gorgeous. Um,
Mm-hmm.
remember when I was looking for like a Notions binder, like a interchangeable needles binder?
I don't remember when you weren't.
um, well, yeah, I was asking in my stories for recommendations a couple of weeks ago, and I ordered something.
Did you order the leather one?
Nope.
What'd
No,
you
I don't have
get?
that kind of money. They're beautiful. I'm not going to say they're not worth it. Just I don't have the money for it. By the
I
time you
mean,
get
I
2 or 3
understand.
pages, it's like $600.
I know. Just for I can't. I can't afford a luxury needle holder like that.
They're beautiful.
One Wild Designs is not making us rich enough. to have leather bound needle holders.
Well, and then like, what if I lost it or left it somewhere, or like took it to the pub? Oh, thank you. Lisa wants to see it. You ready?
Oh, you have it? I
Of
thought you
course I
just
have it.
ordered it.
No, I can't.
Oh, yes, from Shayla.
I got the one from
Lovely.
Shayla.
I love that. I need to get some of those.
I really like it.
She makes really nice quality products.
Yeah. So, oh,
And
apparently
they're
some of
not
them
from
are
like
falling out, but
infant leather, so they're not $800 for needle holders. That's
yeah, it's got
wonderful.
little zip pockets, and yeah, I'm really happy with it. Although I will say, I just had a needle fall out, so
Oh,
it's between my keyboard keys.
oh
But yeah,
no.
it's from Black Pearl Magic, and it's just her notions binder, and I just think I didn't have it tucked in very well. Anyway, it has I like that it's see-through, especially for the cords, because I also bought like a tool roll type one, and you can't see like the pockets for the needles are deeper than the needles, which does keep them from falling out ever, but you also never know whether they're in there or not. And then yes, yes, the big ones that the Shiakus come in, the needles are constantly falling out. Yeah, the plastic is grippy and it's not sewn with like any ease, so you have to stretch it a little bit. So yeah, so far I've been really happy with it. I did just have one fall out, but yeah, and then it's got like little clip-in. It's a three-ring binder, so I'm sure I can order more of these pouches. But I like that it's see-through, so I can tell like, oh, this is the pocket with my small interchangeables versus my big ones versus the things that just kind of hang out in my notions bag. So yeah,
It's lovely. Nice
5 stars.
choice. I'm
I think it
glad you
was
have the Shayla.
$45. Yeah. Hey,
Listen, even if it
Christina.
was twice that, it would be, hey, Christina. It'd be like $1 billion less than the newborn leather baby ones.
Oh my God. When you say it like that, and it just feels so guilty. Christina, are you frogging tonight? Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll just do it now if you don't mind me tippity tapping.
And tippy tappy.
Although I don't know if she has any in stock, but she does. There you go. Hmm. It's funny when we record, we get like that split screen, but on YouTube, you get the wide view, and I feel really far away.
I know it's like so different. I have no idea how much of the mess in my office everyone can see because it's not unpacked and it is not organized. It's it's organized. It's on the way.
Organish.
Yeah,
It's thinking about organizing itself.
it's more like my ADD just doesn't allow me to organize everything. It only allows me to organize a part of one thing and then a part of another thing over and over and over again. And it's really painful until everything is organized. So we're on the way.
Yeah. Lisa says my family's insisting I give them specific things to get me for Christmas. That's going directly on the list. Yeah, I'm really happy with it. And Kirsten says I've never seen anything of her stay in stock past the shop drop. Snatch them up. And yes, exactly. I don't know how I got so lucky. I don't know how they're still in stock. Um, and like honestly, if I had to sew these, I would charge a lot more than $45 for them. So,
I
and also Shayla's
know.
amazing. So
And
yeah,
her work is really good. It's really
it's extremely
nice.
high quality. Yeah.
Hmm. All right. I must be ripping from the wrong end. I'm going to try. I don't remember. This must be knit top down.
Ah, I lost my comments. Shoot. There it is. Okay. Hi, Sunny.
Oh, Jillian is relating to me. Thank you, Jillian. It's painful. It's okay. She's relating to my wandering around and being frustrated. I mean, the key is that I just drive myself into the ground doing everything in a disorganized way until it succeeds in being done. But It makes things harder for me. I try and learn new systems.
Oh, Bethany, I'm so glad. Bethany says this is a brilliant idea. I've had these shells in a pile of frog for months. This is great motivation. You know, I feel like I only have one thing here that I plan to frog, but I feel like I had four other things that I found that I plan to frog. So,
Hmm.
yeah.
I'm happy to do more frog parties in the future. We uh we can keep it going.
Kirsten, you're such an enabler. She's telling Lisa to get two tool binders.
Well, I mean, you probably need more than one.
Can you believe that a week from now, it's the last day of the knit along?
I was just thinking that and I can't believe it.
It's going to be really fun when we announce those monthly prizes all at once because that's how our fall has gone.
That's what I was just thinking too. I'm like, next week's the last week in the knit along, and we still have all the prizes to give away. We tried to give away a prize, but the person turned out to have not actually entered the contest. And on top of that, never contacted us. So we will be drawing a new winner.
Yeah,
I think someone
changing process.
accidentally joined the
Yeah,
knit along
purple
without
sold
knowing
out.
they did. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. It's going to be good, though. It's going to be good. It's good stuff.
Hmm. It's better timing for me to go to the post office now anyway. I didn't want to go to the post office while moving.
Oh, God, no. Bethany, no. Crafters never, ever need just one of something.
No, nope.
No.
Mm-mm.
I don't know what I should make with this yarn. I love this yarn and I think that I got it though. Um Ritual Dyes had an issue with some of their yarns. I don't know if you remember this, but they had to delay a rollout of a sweater collab with a big name designer because the yarn bled. And
Oh,
yeah, and I think that this yarn was part of that batch. Do you remember when I knit that like kid sweater dress and it bled? I
no.
think that
Oh,
one
the
of these.
kids. Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yep.
I think that this yellow is from that batch, and so now I'm like afraid. Like I'll have to swatch with it and see because your girl does not swatch for shawls.
Mm.
Lisa, do not be embarrassed by Ziploc bags full of various size circulars. That's a completely legitimate way to do it. I like the ones that hang on the curtain rod and have the slots. My mama made me one. Um, so if you're a sewist, they go on a hanger. They're pretty great. Um, Kirsten said the breaker cardi is due the day before my birthday, so it may well be my birthday outfit to sit at home and knit. Yeah, uh,
Oh, I
it's
like
good to dress
that.
up to sit around and knit.
Mm-hmm.
Is my puppy being too loud?
No, Cookie was
Okay.
scratching. I had to banish her a little while ago.
Also, my mom keeps her DPNs in toothpaste travel things, toothbrush travel containers.
That's smart though.
It's
I
really
like that.
smart. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's how it goes, Lisa. Keeps intending to sew one of those, but keep making clothes instead. Yeah. And Jasmine says she uses a binder with page protectors for each size. Smart. But if
I
you turn
use
the
one of
binder over,
those,
is it chaos? Is it chaos?
maybe.
They all fall out. Inquiring
I
minds want
use
to
one
know.
of those giant roll up things with the pockets, and it is chaos, and they do all fall out.
For your circulars?
Oh, yeah, for everything.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, I have several of them. I have one for larger circumference, which is a joke because I never use them. And then I have one for smaller circumference, which is like overpacked to the gills and things fall out of them constantly. But I don't have interchangeables. I have fixed circulars only. And I have so many pairs of them that I've talked about this before. I've thought about getting interchangeables, and then one, like almost everything that I knit is on a two. If it's not on a two, it's on a three or a one. So sometimes they knit other things, especially for you, Jasmine. I'm going to keep making patterns that are not only fine gauge, but I do so much fine gauge work that I feel like I would need to get extra sets. And um, yeah, I don't know. Not a lot of point for me. So I've had this terrible system, but it has worked for a long time. It's the
That's
only thing
not
I really care
terrible.
about. Yeah, the only thing I care about is that they're just not in my view because there's, in my opinion, no attractive way to store them. So just a way then that's out of sight is good for me.
I think that's why I like the closet one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm lazy about putting needles away. I'm really bad about it. Um, so it's got to be super easy.
Yeah. Well, so I put my roll up ones inside of those pop up bins, so that I just throw everything into the bin for, a couple of weeks. And then when I have like 10 needles floating around in there, then I put them all away at once.
I have a
It's,
tray, like a tea tray for my knitting that's only full of like post-it pads and needles. It's supposed to be
oh,
this like
teachers.
beautiful organized thing. It's terrible.
I'm imagining just like a tray overflowing with spaghetti, except it's all needles.
Yeah. I think mine are Haya Hayas, Jillian, and I'm pretty happy with them. Sometimes they don't hold perfectly. But I'm also like I'm somebody who's lazy and never uses the key that's supposed to tighten them. So an old makeup suitcase, that sounds really fun. It's a little
Mm-hmm.
like a Jack in the Box. Yeah. Well, at least it looks neat from the
Yeah.
outside.
See, looking neat from the outside is the only thing I care about with needle storage. I just get in there with my with my gauge, my metal gauge thing, and just put ends through until I find the right size. Oh my
Lisa,
gosh,
my
Bethany,
fa-
you go ahead.
she's the winner. Frog race winner. Um, Chiagus are my favorite fixed and my least favorite interchangeables. So, although I feel like if I tried the licky ones, they'd probably be my least favorite.
The leaky ones are my favorite, but I've never tried or owned any. I just like the leaky ones because they have really pretty options.
Well,
But
they're pretty, but after my experience with the ball winder, I've heard from a lot of people
mm,
that everything they've gotten from Licky has been pretty.
right. Well, that explains a lot then why my off-brand one turned out to be better because maybe they were maybe they tried harder.
Lisa says, "What's the difference between the Haya Hayas and the Chiagus?" I think it's just the cord. I like that thick, durable cord on a fixed, but I have the Chiagu mini set too, where it's like they're like an inch and a half. They're supposed to be for small circular knitting, but they just like give me immediate tendonitis because the cords are too thick, and also because, well, y'all know how I feel about small circumference knitting anyway.
I like the Chiagu red cords too, but yeah. My
Yeah,
see everyone that I know who has an interchangeable set, and I obviously don't know everyone, but everyone I know with an interchangeable set does not speak incredibly highly of their interchangeables.
I use almost exclusively interchangeables.
Well, you did tell me that, but I guess more hasn't convinced me might be the right.
Sure, sure.
Yeah.
Well, that's because I mean, it's again, you and I talked about this earlier. There's no need to persuade people of things. That's the
Yes.
whole sentence. Yeah, we
I
were
mean, I've
talking about cell
already
phone preferences
invested.
earlier. Yeah, I mean,
That's right. We were talking about cell phones because I got my first non iPhone. So
she's
many things this
converting.
year.
So,
I got a
yeah.
Windows PC the first time I haven't had a Mac PC, a Mac computer as an adult. And then I now am getting a non iPhone for the first time since the first iPhone. I've had iPhones since the first iPhone when I was like 22 or something, 21. So, yeah, we'll see about that. But in terms of circulars, yeah, I would probably get a set and try, but I have already spent the money on having like
Right, you don't need
six
them.
six fixed circular needles in the sizes that I use. So, right,
Yeah.
what's the point of just having more needles?
Jillian, they hurt my wrist. All that extra weight that far away from my hand, it just really they hurt my wrist. So and I don't use straights, and they also like they get tangled in my clothing. I'm a like a flicker. Like I don't
Hmm.
throw and I don't knit continental. I flick, so the back end of my needle moves a huge amount with each stitch I take, and it makes me fast for somebody who doesn't knit continental. But I can't have weight then on my wrists. I've heard good things about the knit pick ones too.
I have heard good things about knit picks, but yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, I could probably hit this microphone a few more times if you guys want to be really deaf.
It's okay. I don't use straight needles usually to answer that question, but I do use them sometimes and I consider it like training for my wrists. But I won't do it on a sample. I'll only do it on a test or on a personal project that has a longer deadline because I do find that I have to take more breaks. But I knit my whole local meadow on straights.
Oh, cool.
And that was a long test.
There's a lot of stitches.
It was. Yeah. Oh, well, Christina loves her set.
Yeah. I mean,
Mm,
by the time I bought them, I was like, why have I not like why did I think I wouldn't use these? But
I understand. But so I only knit garments. I don't knit hats. So I never need shorter circulars. And I knit my sleeves magic loop or with DPNs, which I also have.
yeah.
So rarely do I need another length. I don't know. We'll see. One day I'll probably get an interchangeable set and be converted.
I knit almost nothing on wood or bamboo because I hate touching it.
I
I
like the
hate the way
wood.
yarn feels moving on wood. It's gonna make me
Well, it's
gag.
not the same. I only use wood with pure silk, which I'm doing
Mm.
right now, and which I've done pretty regularly because it's frustrating to like pick up your project and realize that you pulled the entire needle out of like 300 stitches because silk is so slippery. And that has happened to me. Although now I have my needle stoppers.
Well, if anybody is watching this hoping for a community rundown on your needle choices, this is a really good resource.
That's true. Although, well, the chat doesn't get saved, so no one knows about all of the useful comments that everybody is giving us.
Oh, I'm trying to read them.
That's true. You
The
are doing a good
carbons.
job of that.
Okay, listen, Kirsten. I got a pair of carbons and I would throw them into the sun. They're my least favorite set of knitting needles I have ever had. They catch between the silver and like the carbon, like at the tip on both sides.
Hmm.
I think if I was a shawl knitter, it wouldn't bother me, but because I knit a little more snug, do you know what I mean? Like if I was like knitting lace on lace, where you're more like catching the stitch than using the needle to gauge the stitch. Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
I think I
Yeah.
wouldn't mind, but
I worry about the joins snagging for any interchangeable set, but that's because I haven't tried them. Lisa, I'm not sure which ones you're thinking of, but are you maybe thinking of the Addy turbos? Because I do like them, but I have to say I don't like them enough to change the like I don't like them as much as they are more expensive than Chiagu. You know what I mean? Um,
so yes, Jasmine says, I know I often cannot meet gauge and people say to change needle type. Does this happen to you? What do you do if you want to change from metal? One, I don't want to buy more, and two, I like metal. Yeah. So gauge. Um, yes, changing material can change your gauge. And it can change
mhm,
the shape of the stitch, so that can help. Um, but another thing that a lot of people don't know is if you go up or down, like they'll think, oh, I got stitch gauge but not row gauge. So if I change needle size, I might get row gauge, but then I won't get stitch gauge. That's often not the case. So I would say go up or down, even if you hit one of them, because often it will change just one of them. Yeah.
mhm. I feel like often the row gauge changes more frequently than the stitch gauge, but it just depends. Um,
So one of the reasons I became a designer was because I really hated making 18 gauge swatches and I felt like I could never get gauge for anything. Now I just make one. That's the rule.
this is it. It's my
Never said that.
gauge.
That's the that's I've never said that out loud before. Um
One gauge to rule them all.
okay, so Lisa says the ones I was thinking of that are really expensive are called signature needles. They're stilettos. And Christina said she invested in some and they're pretty darn nice, but silly expensive.
Oh, I've seen those. I know what you're talking about. The signature stiletto, the DPNs. So I don't want super pointy. I do like the Addy Turbo, which are a lace needle, but I make myself bleed with them. So I feel like the stiletto is probably not the ones for me personally, because especially when I'm knitting lace, as the stitches like bunch up, I'll tap the needle down with my
Oh
fingers
yeah, until you're
sometimes.
bleeding. Yeah.
Yeah, so the pointy ones I don't like. Also, the super pointy ones will split some yarns a
You
lot
work with splitty
more.
yarns too.
I work with a lot of, yeah, well, a lot of silk blends are more splitty because
Cotton is splittier. Yeah.
the strands don't want to like hold the twist as much. So, yeah, I do like a duller set of needles. I can bang them around with my fingers without bleeding and they don't split.
Yeah, most of these lines have both a standard and a sharp. So like Chiago are my favorites, and they have like Chiago lace, and they have regular Chiagos. And I think
Hmm.
is it Haya Hayas who makes them, and they're just called sharps. Um,
I don't know. I
I
think that might
prefer
be
to work
Haya
with
Haya.
sharps, but yeah.
Yeah, Addies have their regular ones that are very blunt, and I like that. But they also have the Addy Turbo, or their
Eddie Turbo,
lace.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
their
Haya
lace
Hayas
ones,
might
and
just
those
be
are
called sharp.
very. Hmm. The turbos are very sharp. So the blunt ones, yeah, I was probably using them like 20 years ago too, but I still have those ones. I've had them a long time.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh, Kirsten
thank you,
says, Bess,
Kirsten.
you got to get one of those silicone fingertip things for turning pages. I use them a lot to keep my fingertips safe because I push hard. That's awesome. That's a
I will
great
check
tip.
that out. I will add it to my handy knitting gadgets that make me look like a dork.
Dude, I know people who've sat on sharp needles on the couch and
I've sat on a
punctured their
TPN and
bunguses.
jabbed
Yeah.
myself in the butt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
No,
Yeah.
Tyann, you're not the only one who never seems to match a designer's gauge. You're not. You're not the only one.
Christina has a leather thimble that she uses all the time. That's pretty hot.
They're not aesthetic though.
The
They
leather
are
ones?
effective. No,
Are you sure
they're
they're
like
not
a
aesthetic? What's the aesthetic? Is the aesthetic like German bondage?
no, they tend
Because they're probably on brand. That's what I'm imagining, like
no, they're like
finger
gray
bondage.
leather with like a gas station sweater sewn around the cuff of it. Like they're
No, that's so not sexy. That's not
no,
like a
I
50
knew what you
Shades
were
of
picturing.
Grey
I've met you.
symbol.
Here, let me.
Like a harness.
Okay, they've gotten a little bit better, but not
Oh,
much.
okay. Kirsten doesn't like the leather because she says it's too thick. Christina uses one for hand sewing. So there's a division. I think I'm going to try the silicone ones first. We'll see. Maybe I'll make my way into leather. You got to start small with these things.
Yeah,
To
there you
get your
go.
safe words.
I knew this was rated a little bit too J.
Right? Where's your mom? Now that I'm talking dirty, she should be here. That sounds like an insult. Everyone, would never insult Patty. It's I'm sorry now. I'm like, oh no, I said her whole name. Now
We'll
everybody
bleep it.
knows,
We'll bleep
right?
it.
No, so the joke
Swears
is
out.
that I'm always saying something wildly inappropriate, and then Jen's mom always joins our live at that exact moment, which
It's
is why I
true.
was making that reference. It wouldn't be alive if I didn't embarrass myself somehow.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's that embarrassing. I think it's funny. It is always like golden timing. Okay, what's going on in this chat? I got a tangle and I got distracted. Oh my god, a girl in our knitting group actually went to the ER
I'm
for
reading
a
that right
wooden needle
now.
to the calf.
Yikes.
Yike.
Oh, 2 inches. Oh, oh.
I'm trying to read it, but there's like a thing here. I
It
don't.
was a size 6. It was a US
Ugh.
size 6. That is a thick.
No.
That is thick. That's like a adding a large gauge hole to your body.
That's awful. What'd they do for it? Just clean it?
I don't even think did she pull it out herself? I probably wouldn't pull it out. Oh my god. Oh.
In her
She
shin.
got Lisa's like she probably got her project bloody. That's the concern. It doesn't come out. Oh hey Emma.
Hi, Emma. You joined us at a gory time. Well, if she does it again, let us know and we'll send her a get better card. Just go
Christina
right to
said maybe
finger
I
knitting.
will switch.
Forget knitting entirely. It's canceled entirely.
Just arm knitting.
I'm not paying any attention to what I'm doing. I'm just sitting here in a puddle of ramen. Um,
Yeah, that's why I've had to stop because it was not working, and I think I'm just making a bigger mess for future me.
oh, cool. Okay. Um, that's okay.
Lisa said I'd
Emma,
be
really? She
handing over the
left it in.
project.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh, but it didn't.
Cool.
Well, it sounds like it went okay, so she's okay. Oh, Jillian's brother
I
threw a
mean, if you
pencil
make it
at
out of
her, and
elementary
the
school
tip
without
broke.
pencil lead permanently in your body, I don't know how you didn't have a sibling. Let's put it that way.
I don't think I have any pencil lead permanently in my body. My
Really?
siblings definitely hazed me, but not with pencil lead. I don't know. That might be untrue.
Cool.
Do they not? I mean, they
No, they don't.
could.
Because they swell closed almost like immediately.
That's true.
Yeah,
Lisa wants to
Jillian,
know if you
do you
still have the
still
wood in
have
you,
it in
Jillian.
there?
Oh, Emma recently finished first aid
Emma's
training.
ready
That's
for
why
all
she's
of your knitting injuries. She's ready. Thank you, Emma. Nurse
I
Emma.
have
Just gotta.
seen puncture wounds bleed a lot, but I think well, I've seen piercings bleed a lot, but only my friend who was a piercer told me it was like if there was an artery or whatever happens to be right there, it can, but it's not always. Uh, Jillian still has a little gray spot from some of the lead that didn't come out.
That's what I'm
Well,
saying.
that's fair. And Lisa has a tattoo. She's close on the bottom of her foot from art school when her stupid roommate left an X-Acto knife blade covered in India ink on her crappy door carpet. I'm impressed that it's still in there though. Tattoos on the bottom of your feet usually fall out pretty quickly, so that was a good deep jab.
Okay.
How did we get here?
How did this happen?
I feel like
So
it
I'll
was
just
better
talk
when I
about
was
knitting
ruining your mom's
needles.
anonymity.
We're gonna fix it before we post it. It's okay.
Shh. I'm so sorry, Patty.
We have to do it again.
I always use her first name.
That's true.
That's public because it's the
Okay.
same as my assistant, my virtual
That's true.
assistant.
We've had that
My
conversation.
sorry, my robot assistant, not my virtual assistant.
I mean, plus in
She's real
all like honesty, I did like sell a whole poem in
That's
our
true
publication. That's
with her name.
fun new tattoo ideas for the both of us.
I have a never ending tattoo on my back, which I have told my tattooer, who happens to be my ex, that if he finishes it before my wedding, he doesn't have to come to my wedding. So that's my plan, is to get this tattoo on my back finished sometime in the next year or two, I hope. So I've got probably 4 sessions on it coming up in January. So that'll be something.
Well, I want to do like a winter hair on my back, but I don't have any plans to do that anytime soon. Kirsten was applying gentle pressure, speaking of wound jokes, um, to get me to book a little knitting sesh, a little knitting tattoo sesh when I'm out in PDX for Rose City.
Oh,
So maybe I'll do that.
that would be fun. None of my tattoos are knitting. Oh, well, we want to get
Hey, Jordan.
we want to get our logo tattooed on us. We like it a lot. But and my tattooer designed our logo.
No,
But
you're cursed. We can't do it. You told me you're cursed.
well, one, yes. I I don't think I am cursed. I think it is a curse to get a matching tattoo with someone. And
Oops.
usually when I get matching tattoos with someone, I stop talking to them soon after. But I still like the tattoos, so I'll still get the tattoo. Uh,
Oh, Emma, that's simple. Yes,
Wild
I
Geese is
agree.
a
I agree.
beautiful poem. We love Mary Oliver, as you know. Um, and one day we may get the one wild tattoo, but it will be when one wild is more than 4 months old.
Right.
Um, I just really like that Lisa's former college roommate checks the bottom of her foot over and over. And hey, Catherine, you're okay. You're just on time. Um, I am planning to get a Frenchy skull tattoo on my shin, my currently untattooed shin, so that I can commemorate Cookie. That'll be Cookie's tattoo. I have like a lion's head surrounded by flowers, kind of growling. So I was going to do a Frenchy skull surrounded by flowers on the other side.
Cute.
Yeah, Lisa agrees we should not get any tattoos too soon.
No,
But see, not that if it's a good tattoo, it's still a good tattoo. So what's the
that's true.
curse, really?
Yeah, it's true. That's why I never frog anything, is because it's really boring. And it's like every other row is a different color.
Yeah.
How are
Is
y'all
that what
doing
you're
with
frogging right
your
now? It's
frogging?
different colors.
What's the gray and the yellow? I'm still working on this project.
Oh, right. I gave up on frogging, so that's how it's going over here. I wish I had my knitting, but it's in a different room.
Too bad.
Oh, there you go. See, Kirsten has so many friendship tattoos that she's destroyed the jigs. I have many friendship tattoos. Um, I mean, I have many tattoos that friends have given me, and I still like them. But I have many friendship
So you're
tattoos
saying I need to
also.
develop a new skill?
Not necessarily. I will let an unskilled person tattoo me. Just I won't give you a good spot.
I thought about it before I just became a knitwear designer. My sister in law was trying to talk me into becoming a tattoo designer.
I hate tattooing. It's very uncomfortable. The
Yeah, I don't
machine
think
is
I'm a good
very
candidate
heavy.
for it. Yeah.
The machine is very heavy. It hurt my hand. I guess I'm not a good candidate for it. Maybe if I had a less weak and deformed hand, I might be able to hold the thing better. But I've given one small tattoo in my life and I did not enjoy the process. Oh, great. Well, there you go, Catherine. I like that. Yeah, it's okay to just decide to finish something. Now I've wrecked this, so I can't finish it. So I'll have to frog. I'll have to frog it in the future. But I wasn't going to finish it anyway. I want to hear about anyone else's, any other tattoo plans. What are you going to
Yeah.
get with Kirsten?
Oh,
A knitting tattoo.
she just is trying to talk me to book a sesh with her guy.
Mm.
She didn't like propose so we get matching tattoos or anything.
Oh,
You
no,
know.
I know. Oh, well, Bethany, I was really jealous that your first shawl went so quickly and easily. So I'm a little bit relieved that you're having trouble because I feel like frogging failure. Lisa, you're too commitment phobic for tattoos. It's also a commitment to not have them.
That's true.
especially
Listen,
these days.
this is kind of dark, but what I was telling Bess the other day is if we ever need an amputation for any reason, like at least stop laughing. At least our limbs are gonna like not look so lame, like sitting there on the
Not
cart.
so depressing
It's
and
just not gonna be
boring.
quite as depressing.
um, yeah, so what Jen is not explaining, the context that's missing, is that there was no context. And that I just got a voice note from her that said, like, hey, you know what though? If we ever get an amputated limb, at least our limbs won't look so boring and depressing. They'll have a little character, she's a little dignity, is what
They'll
she
have a little
said.
dignity.
They'll have a little dignity there in the cart of limbs with the tattoos on them. And I was like, bud, what's so are you okay? Do you have anything you
You were
need to
like,
tell me?
was this meant for me?
Yeah, did you accidentally send this to someone else? Which then, and she was like, no, it was for you, Bess. It was just for you.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about you and amputations at the same time. Oh, Kirsten's getting her first tattoo session on her throat in 20 days. You're
Oh,
hardcore.
that'll be fun. Numb it up. I didn't like any of that. I only have my little, it's not really
Right.
throat.
Thank you, Kirsten. Yeah, if we ever get chopped up.
That's true. They'll know. Good luck, serial killer. You're gonna have to chop me into really small pieces to try and hide. That's time consuming.
Oh,
When I got
Emma's
my
so
first,
charming.
Emma said, I know. Emma's like, I'm ignoring this
Emma's
macabre
like, you guys
talk.
need help.
Here's
I'm going to
my
help you with this
darling cross
conversation.
stitch tattoo idea. Elisa's just glad that Kirsten voiced it for us, though.
Thank you, Cal.
Everybody's into it. Oh, they're all just getting the amputated limb thing now. Christina said next year this should be the Halloween frogging party. Okay, I'm sold on that. Well, so I went trick or treating with children for the first time this year. That was a hoot. Oh man, if you want your kids to sleep good, let them get a blow up Halloween costume because it's so hard to manage walking around in them. That the girls were just like so exhausted. They passed out at like 9 p.m.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, wow, Jen.
Okay.
Oh no, Lisa. Oh, Lisa made it so real. She has said she actually knows someone who had to be identified by their tattoos, frowning.
Yeah,
That's
that's.
the problem with our macabre jokes, is that it's always real.
Yeah.
Um, but at the same time, isn't it good that there was a way to identify those
Yeah.
people? Oh, that's good, Kirsten. When I got my hand, so Kirsten recently got her hand tattooed and had to plan for time off of knitting, but then found she can knit anyway. Um, I did feel like I could not um, knit very well when I got this guy, but it's a hand that extends to my fingers. So like all my knuckles were done with it, and so they were real swole for a few days.
The parallel conversations that y'all are having in the chats that are getting crossed are stone cold. So,
Just Emma being like unicorns.
no, Emma being like, haha, what were they? And I was like, wow, like Emma just she's going. She wants to know what those tattoos
Oh.
were. No, they're costumes. Okay. Um
Oh, my children were dinosaurs. The
Kirsten,
children
I
were
would do that, but my
dinosaurs.
surgery's in like 4 days. Um
Yeah, that's a pretty fast
well, and
tattoo.
also I have learned to only give my immune system so much to deal with at once. So
That's true. when I was 30, I was getting my I have that big snake that goes from my thigh like across my knee to my shin.
I love that one.
So we were working on that. And my other friend who was also a tattooer was becoming a tattooer and she was practicing by doing this rose piece on my rib. And then at the same time, I got a really bad sunburn on my lower back. And so it was just like from my left rib around my back and then around my right hip, across my knee and down to my shin was just pain the whole way around. And so now I also, when I can, avoid beating myself up that badly.
Well, remember I went to Portland 2 springs ago to finish up a tattoo, and I was sick, and I just loaded up on like prednisone and antibiotics and went anyway, and I lost my voice for like 9 weeks and needed like to see a speech therapist, and like spent my summer like not able to have seltzer or coffee. And I've learned, like, those books, like those fantasy books where like, and the hero had to like cross into like the underworld and like wasn't allowed anyway, has to give up something in order to go a little further. It felt like I was like gonna get intubated in Portland, and I was like, I'm just gonna keep doing things anyway. I'll pay the price later, and I did. So now I'm like, we ain't paying that price ever again.
Yeah, yeah, just one thing at a time. So
Yeah,
the chat's blown up. So Lisa, the back of my hand did hurt, yes, but not terribly, not as much. My back tattoo sucks a lot more. Catherine, you're fine, and your English is fine. You're
yeah, for
good.
sure.
Yeah, yeah. We're fans of you, Catherine. You're fine here. Kirsten, you're hilarious. Kirsten said that's 4 whole days, Jen.
I
And
know.
Jillian, I can't believe that someone who knew she was having spinal surgery would get a big tattoo on their back. Like, right? What? Like, por qué no after? Why? Why before? That's so silly. One of my big fears is that I'll like mess up my tattoos one day with surgery, but then it's not really a fear because I'm still friends with all my tattooers and they'll just fix them for me. Yeah.
Plus, scars are cool.
Um, yeah. It's just like a tattoo.
So no, I won't be like that, Jillian. That's absurd. Plus,
Hmm.
tattoos are too expensive for that. I never dated a
Yes.
tattoo artist, so I have to actually pay US dollars for mine. Um,
Hey, when you say it like that, it sounds like I paid something other than US dollars, which is
Emotional.
that's true. Well, I still pay for it with friendship and emotions.
Thank you, Christina. So wonderful to spend a delightful and weird evening with you.
Yes. Christina, we're big fans of the way that you bring delightful and weird to the forefront.
That sounds
Oh,
like a good
enjoy
book,
family movie
Lisa.
night.
So yeah,
Oh, that is an interesting plot for a book. So Lisa's reading a book called Babel, and the plot revolves around people who translate languages. That's fun. Um, oh, and of course, Catherine also has that book because we're all just a bunch of friends that only met through the One Wild broadcast channel and Slack group.
but we're all
Basically,
twinsies.
we're all twinsies. Hmm. Well, that was really fun. Now that Christina left,
I
we have no one to
know.
tell jokes for.
It's like a party when somebody actually leaves. Like I feel it. I feel it. What's everyone doing with the rest of their weekend? Let's have one more chat before we wrap her up.
Yeah, it is wrap up time, huh? This hour flew by. Um, well, whenever we have a YouTube live, it's a no kids weekend for me and Candace, which means Candace also works, which means that I get to watch movies at knit. I'm wanting to have like a horror movie marathon this weekend, but I can't find any that I haven't already seen, so I might just be watching bad TV.
I'm gonna clean.
Oh, but this book sounds. We're still talking about the book in the chat, and it
Well,
sounds
she
really
says there's a
interesting.
sort of sci-fi element to it with using language to imbue silver bars with mystical properties. That sounds good.
Mhm.
Is it scary, Lisa? Like, is
It's
it a
gonna take her like
thriller?
5 minutes to hear that. It might be a
I know.
thriller. It sounds a bit like a book I've read called Discovery of Witches. That's like about these historians that then
I
become
loved
like
those
alchemists.
books, by the way. I loved them
I
so
like
much.
those
I
books.
watched the TV show.
I've been watching the TV show. I wish the TV show were better. It didn't grab me. The books were good. Hmm.
I watch. I mean, my bar is pretty low. I'm not a fan of the casting, but I'm also not looking.
Fair enough.
Like the guy that casts
Um,
at the main lead looks like a 70-year-old man to me. Anyway,
I know he's not hot. I agree. He's not hot to me. Emma's running a 5K tomorrow. That's very exciting. You'll have fun. Have fun.
a Comic Con,
Comic Con is
hiking,
fun.
knitting.
Is there a new Marvel movie? I'm so out of it, but that would be fun. Christina got a tattoo on her belly when she was 18, and her mom told her she hoped that it got stretch marks on it and it just moved and was unharmed. I like that. Tattoos will grow and shrink with you quite a bit, but it's not like it's impossible for them to morph into a strange whatever.
Kirsten, there's literally no such thing as too much of a mod. I don't have any rules. There's no rules.
Yeah,
I think it'd be super cool, and I think people are always inspired by super cool things. So if you want to do it, do it.
there you go.
I mean, maybe weigh the pieces before you do it, just so you can give me good yardage info for your in your feedback. But yeah, just go for it. If you want it, do it.
Yeah, that's not too much of a adding pockets in. That's always fun.
Yeah.
Always fun for pockets. Um, okay, the new movie is Captain Marvel and Miss Marvel teaming up. That should be fun. Miss Marvel is like in high school, right? She's the young one. I think she has a show now, but this is something my kids watch without me. I can't keep up with all of them. Oh, Catherine recommends Monkey Wrench as a scary book. Cool. I'm going to put that in my back pocket.
I don't like scary books, so that's why I asked.
I like
I'm
scary books.
impressionable. I still have nightmares about Jurassic Park, okay?
Well, so that was our Halloween costume to circle back to Emma. We were Jurassic Park. So the kids were blow up dinosaurs. Candace was Dr. Alan Grant. And let me tell you, when she puts on the Alan Grant outfit, she becomes Dr. Alan Grant. Jen can tell you.
It's absurd.
She's seen the video. It's the walk, everything. And I was Ellie Sattler, aka the girl in Jurassic Park, who I didn't know her name until this started. But I didn't know Alan Grant's name either, TBH. And I love the Jurassic Park movies.
That's really funny. Jen used to have a friend who kept his Stephen King books in the freezer because he felt safer that way. I feel you,
Oh.
Catherine. I feel you. Um, I have never done inseam pockets because I'm always like, why would I add bulk to my belly? I don't like that feeling. Um, but I think if I were going to do it, I would do it with a lighter yarn, or I would sew them in out of fabric. Personally,
Hmm. I added inseam pockets once and I didn't have the right fabric and it was too thick and then it was not good. But a thinner fabric or like yeah, a thinner yarn would work well.
all
I'm trying
right.
to imagine applied. I feel like you could do an applied kangaroo type if you knit a
Zips.
quarter of the
Yeah.
front and seamed it into the but well no not across so a kangaroo pocket that's split, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
you're like making half of it
Like
on
a
each
diagonal.
side.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right. I feel like you could do that. Hmm.
Well, Kirsten
Everybody's
always comes
debating
up with
pockets. Well,
really cool ideas. So I look forward to seeing what
yeah,
she comes up
Kirsten's
with.
got skills. She'll pull something fun out.
Yeah, and you can let us know what we should get for our friend tattoo.
Hmm. Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. Put it together. See what you think.
Oh, all right, y'all.
I
I
think
feel
that's
like
all we
it's the
got.
time that I'm going to turn into a frog.
We were promised frogs. I only have this much left, so
uh, I got nothing out
I'm
of
a finisher.
mine. Didn't work out. I'm putting it back in the naughty bin. We'll see. Then maybe next frog party, I'll be ready.
Yeah, I think also we should have a whips party where we work on things from the deep past. I think that would be a fun and long night.
Great. Well, let's do that next time. Um, oh,
Thank you,
Emma, you
Emma.
are such an angel. Thank you.
Thanks
And
for
yeah,
making it sweet.
Jen is having her surgery. We will have a new episode on Wednesday. And then it's Thanksgiving. So we probably won't have another new episode until the following week. Or as soon as we can.
Yeah,
Yeah.
noodly. All right, guys,
Noodly
gals,
Hanks. Yeah.
bitters,
Everybody enjoy your ramen.
babes. Have a great weekend. Thanks for spending your Friday night with us. It was super fun.
Thank you so much. We really enjoy it.